All right, and I am now live. Someone's here already. It's good to know. Welcome, person who's waiting. Gonna be painting some titties today. I'm gonna start with the face. Yeah. Just. What's up, McKinney? How you doing, man? Gonna be painting some titties. Got Emma Frost here. And let's just get right into it. I think I'm gonna start with the skin, then hair. Yeah. All right. Spin that around. Oh, shit. It's not good. All right. I'm doing weird shit. Hey, Loki. How you doing, man? I see you greet your master. Fairly. Fucking paint. Hold on. It's some stupid shit. Alright. Gotta fix my shit. Alright. So hopefully that works out. Yeah, I gotta do this set, man. I might just pop up. Let me just pull out my other paints. Yeah, I'll just use this one. Yeah, that's shit off. Alright. Alright, we're ready. What you can do? And you cannot see. There we go. I haven't used this paint in years, or a while. Not in years. Draw a line here. All right. So, how's everyone doing this fine morning? Just got off of watching bits of Steph's stream. They're doing some Snyder cut stuff over there. Doing some stuff. I'll try to make it at a better angle. Yeah. Hey, Soul Assassin, how you doing, man? Got 5 people well, 4 people because I'm watching the stream because I have to look at that chat. But 4 people are watching. It's awesome. Yeah. Maybe a little too much. All right, again, that's it. Might just lighten it up later with some white. She's the White Queen, after all. I don't know a whole lot about Emma Frost. I just know she's hot, and I want to draw her. So, and she's part of the X-Men, or she was a villain, and then she became an X-Men. Still roughly new about the X-Men stuff, but I'm enjoying myself so far. I've been reading a lot of older stuff because I have no interest in new stuff. Emma Frost seems like an interesting character, though. I've been reading Dark Phoenix, which I still need to catch up on. There's so much stuff I need to read. Not enough time today. All right. We're getting somewhere. Okay. All right. Add a bit more volume, or whatever. I don't know what phrasing is. tighten up some of these edges. Just to make it a little bit more pretty. Hey, Mama Bear. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. And thank you for the compliment. I promised big boobies, and I'm going to be delivering on big boobies. So, all right. All right. I think that should be good for the face. For now, anyways. Just want to add some base colors first, and then go in later with the. Just tighten up. All right. Okay. All right. Get the neck going. Probably gonna have to lighten that up later. I don't know. That kind of works. Works for now. All right. Hopefully you can see, because I'm gonna be painting some titties, as promised. All right. All right. Too much. No, I'll make it work. I'm tired. I was working all late. I was working late last night. That's why I'm very quiet today. I had to work at 6 and then finished at 10. Then I made sure to check out Jeff's stream. So I'm a tired boy. All right. All right. Let's get that armpit going. Stuff on the arm. You get a proper tray, or for my, or palette rather. Save me some napkins. That should be fine. Too much. Just need to smooth her out. She gotta be nice and pristine because she's a classy lady. Let's get the shoulder going before I forget. All right. Let's darken this up over here. Just so it matches the shoulder. Too much. Darken that area up. Probably only go for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. I can push it probably. But I need my rest. Might be too much. All right. There we go. Just need to tighten up a bit more. A little less. All right. I'm getting somewhere. Let's touch up the titties. Let's darken it a bit. Very important to get the boobs right. Hi, Boset. How you doing? Just painting some titties on this fine Sunday afternoon or noon. Shading is my hurdle, my big hurdle with colors, especially in digital. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I go natural. Just like Emma here. I think she's at, or at least I think she's natural. You never know with these characters. You never know. I'm assuming they're natural. All right. That should be fine for now. Just need to get good base color going on. Just need to get bits of her waist. And then we got, all right, actually, we're going to do this area first. Because you can see a little boob. Here, let's move that. So you can get a good view. There. All right. Natural is best, but both are fun. Yeah. I'm sure it's fun. I'm sure it's pretty good. I cannot talk today. I need a new towel. Once I get a scanner in, I'll probably do the digital work. At least for when like touching up stuff, not really the actual drawing process. Just digital's a pain in the ass for me. She's a superhero. They're supernatural. Exactly. Exactly. Supernatural titties. Although she's more of an anti-villain, isn't she? She's always kind of had a. I don't know. I don't know too much about her, but she started out as a villain and then she became a hero, basically. And she can read people's minds, so. And she can turn diamonds. That's about as much as I know. And she has big titties, so that's all I need to know. Yeah. All right. Too much. Way too much. Yeah, it should be fine. Just need a reference. All right. Might be too much. Too much, darling. Too much. Yeah, too much. I'll be bouncing back and forth. Okay, no problem. Yeah. No problem at all. Too much. Yes, who? Yeah, that should be fine. Mm-mm. All right. All right, we got our under boob going, or midway through under. I don't know. Cleavage. Let's call it cleavage. That's what it is. All right. Just look at my reference. Make sure I don't paint over anything important. All right, we can move on. I think I'm gonna do the symbol first. Then I'll go into the hair. Or need that back. Yeah. Here's a pain in the ass for me to paint. Still haven't worked out all the kinks yet. I think I'll start with like a light yellow and then move into like a brown or something. Okay. All right, let's go open up. Start with a red. That's all. All right. Yeah. Move you off to the side. Right. And you cannot see. It's gonna burst. That's what she said. So that's it. Wonder how MCU is going to fare with the X-Men. Dude, looks like they might be tying that in with the new WandaVision episode. I haven't watched it, but I know about like Quicksilver and everything. So I don't really have high hopes for the X-Men in the MCU, knowing where they're going with the franchise. But it's knowing the MCU now, they'll probably just give us dumb shit. Like they'll probably just give us the Wolverine, Jean Grey, Scott three-way or something. Or the plot will be Jean Grey turning all the X-Men gay, like she did with fucking Iceman or whatever. That was weird. It's a weird ass toy line. Especially for a superhero story. But, yeah. Alright, I think that's good for the red. Gotta do Storm one day. Gotta do Storm. Love Storm. She's cool. But that'll probably be for next month because I got other things planned for this month. So I'll start with the light yellow. And then I'll probably add some light orange and stuff to it just to make it pop a bit more. Seems a little bit off. Thinking of getting probably gonna start at a different time because might change the time zone just because Steph usually streams at this hour, and I want to make sure I don't cut into her time or vice versa. So, let's see. Yeah, it should be fun. Maybe I'll start streaming a little bit earlier. So, I'll do the room with pencil crayon. I don't want to mess this up. Yeah, a little off, but that's okay. That's okay. All right, the symbol's pretty much ready to go. Yeah, I don't want to mess that up. Let's do that later. Let's do the lips. Let's do the lips. Let's get all the tiny details done first, and then we'll move on to the hair. Let's do the hair, the eyes, and the lips. Maybe some of the highlights, our eyes and stuff. Let's try that. Hold on. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, I'll zoom in for you. I think after this, I'm going to do it through the apple and then hair. And then just detail up the dress or whatever. Make it a little bit darker. I don't want to do too much, but it's a little too much. Yeah, that's fine. It'll all work out. All right, let's do the eyes, which are a bit more green. I think green or blue eyes. I can't tell the reference I'm using. I think I use different. I use the other blue. Yeah, that'll look good. I kind of just dab the eyes in just to give it a neat texture, I guess. Good thing about eyes is that you can just always go back in with like a black or white pen, just tidy it up. She looks yummy. Oh, you didn't see that. I was working the eyes. I hope you, at least I hope you did watch that. Yeah, she's looking. She's coming along pretty well. Just gotta get the hair going and the highlights and the costume. And again, you get some wrong glue. I had a little bit of a eye makeup to her eyelids, just to, or some blue, just to give her a bit more personality, I guess. Too much. should be good. Too much. Nice cat eyes. Thank you. Not exactly supposed to be cat eyes, but thank you. Yeah. Let's just redo it. All right. She kind of looks like a Ice from DC Comics, actually, from here. She kind of does a little bit. I'll just do the highlights now because since I'm already on blue. Add a bit of. I don't know. I don't know what's called highlights. Whatever. I don't know my terms. I never went to art school. Just making it up as I go. Kind of like Disney Star Wars. Yeah. That's one thing I do different. I don't overdraw the eyes onto hair. Looks great here, but not when I try it. Oh, yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Where you draw the hair over the eyes. Yeah. I sometimes draw over the eye. I sometimes keep the eyes covered, but uh, I decided to keep it or like that. All right. You cannot see what I'm doing. Gosh, can't wait till I get a fucking overhead set up. It's gonna make my life a lot easier. Fucking... Hey, Keely, how you doing? It's what I did in my Rugar pick. Cool. Yeah. How you doing, Keely? Hope you're doing swell on this fine afternoon or noon, whatever it might be where you're at. Cord. So take these off. Headphones are getting in my way. Keely should see my sexy nursery work. Yeah, I would like to see that too. I like sexy nurses. Tag me. Oh, fuck. Too much. Yeah. Paper towel, save me. Yeah. Easy fix. All right. I am doing pretty well this morning, despite having to work really late last night. But hey, I am dedicated to my audience, as small as it might be. So, all right. Oh, you cannot see. Here. Fuck. Here, let's go like this. Boomer setup. Yeah. as promised, I am painting some nice big old titties. So as voted on by the fans, because I put a poll out and people wanted Emma Frost instead of Hawk Girl or Mystique. So, but next week will be Mystique. So, and after that, I'll probably do Soundwave because I want to get that one done. And then whatever else. Here. Stupid camera angle. There's boobs in the shot. We're good. Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, I'll just keep it like this the whole time. I'm gonna be coloring over here, but nah, you're not gonna see it. You got some boobs. That's all you need. The Mystique I did has an ass shot, so we're evening it out. We're gonna get a booby shot today, butt shot next weekend. Boob shot, butt shot. Shit already low. That's what I got. Yeah. All right. Right now, I'm coloring the hair. What else? What everyone else see? Cool. Oh, yeah. Still haven't really mastered painting hair just yet. I think I'll just approach it the way I usually like ink hair, kind of like in that sort of the way I like ink hair. I'll probably do the same sort of thing, but with paint. Hard to explain. As all it is. Ooh, I might have gone too far in a few places, or not far enough. Just tighten this up. All right, let's do the collar, or whatever it's called. Whatever this female wears on her neck. All right. Just try not to smudge the paint. Let's zoom in. Too much. All right, no, this should be fine for now. probably go in with a white pen and touch it up. Yeah. Let's move you up here. Spilled. Yeah. We good. We good. All right. All right. Let's move on to the rest of the costume. Then we'll do the hair, and then the background, and eyebrows, and all that other fun stuff. Okay. Huh. Yeah. Maybe like better from this angle. I can't really get an overhead setup. All right. Keep going. Too much. Too much, darling. All right. Might be too much. Just lighten that up. Oof. Oof. Okay. All right. Oof. Still too much. Yeah, that's good. All right. The blue tones are coming out super good. Pretty well. Thank you. Very pretty. Thank you. It's my first time doing something like this, so that's why being extra careful. Usually I draw more colorful characters other than white and stuff. Without, what am I saying? Wasn't much. Yeah. That one saved me. You and McKinney need to do a stream. Yeah. Well, he wants me to come on a stream one day. So when that is, not too sure, but I'll gladly come on. That'd be a lot of fun. Also, might be going on Orange Hat's channel because he's doing a Galactus versus Unicron, so might chime in since I'm not really a Transformers expert, but I know my stuff fairly well. I wouldn't really consider myself a full-on expert just because there's just so much lore in Transformers that even I don't even know. and but yeah, Unicron versus Galactus would be a crazy battle to see. Not quite too sure who would win that fight. I don't know too much about uh, Galactus because I'm more of a DC guy, but Unicron. I guess it depends on which version of Unicron they're going by. There's always been different reinterpretations of the character. I'm assuming he'll be going G1 because it's the most well-known version of Unicron, but you could also like factor in like the Marvel comics and stuff where they basically made him a god, basically who was from an alternate timeline or dimension or something, or I think he's like from the god realm or whatever the fuck, and then him and Primus came to our time or our universe, and then they had a war. They were kind of like brothers. It's really interesting how they did it because it's like it kind of mirrors what Optimus Prime and Megatron's rivalry would be. That kind of they started out as friends and then they become rivals. Nice mirror to that. So, but like he was basically like a god. So like Unicron's basically a god, and so but like Galactus is also really overpowered as well. Really powerful villain too. So It could go either way. Main thing is like Unicron. The only thing that could beat him is the Matrix, and now it's weird. It's like they never really. I didn't really watch season 3 and 4, so it might have been explained more like why the Matrix was able to like I wasn't sure if it was like I'm not too sure if it's like a mystical thing where it's like it's the only thing like because he's a god basically, but and so it's like only like something equal to him could beat him, but yeah. And so I'm not too sure if it's just the power of the Matrix, like the power potential from it, like that, and I'm not too sure if that could be matched or not. So you never know. Not just that, there's like multiple versions. I'm sure it's probably handled a little bit differently in the Marvel comic stuff. I don't really know too much about the Marvel comics, just because they're really hard to find and stuff. And I think they go for like a pretty big penny on eBay and stuff. So, ew, too much. Yeah, I went too far in a few places. Yeah, let's move this over. Nothing I can't fix. I really want to see Unicron in a live action movie. That'd be really cool. He's supposed to be appearing. He might be appearing in the Netflix series the next season. He probably will. I don't know if he'll be the main villain. I think Galvatron's gonna be the main villain, and then they'll lead into Unicron for like another series or something. Because like they still have a lot of plot lines still to wrap up from the last 2 seasons. Because they still have to wrap up the Cybertron story. Because there's still like unanswered questions there. They still gotta establish them on Earth. I don't know. I think it might be a little too early to bring in Unicron. Because in G1, like, they can do their own thing, I guess, but as long as they're true to the source material, or to the spirit at least of the source material, because there is kind of a true version of the Transformers mythos. It's just kind of it's been changed and altered so much over the years, but nowadays we kind of have a basic like understanding of how the mythos should usually work, like how it usually goes, or how the story goes rather. But, which is a good thing. We need to, the franchise has always had this problem where they kept trying to reinvent things and stuff instead of just like building on what works and stuff and just like make that work and fix things that don't work. Like for example, like Megatron, like had a big change, like went through big changes over the years. Prime has been relatively the same since G1. They made him a bit more stoic nowadays, but obviously you had Michael Bay's shitty take on Prime, just who just overly indulges in violence. They focus way too much on the violent aspect of the character more so than what he represents, what he fights for, and all that. Although Peter Cullen Peter Cullen just like carries those movies, honestly. His performance is the only thing that's worth watching in those movies. Him and Frank, when Frank Milker came back as Megatron after Hugo left. All right, I think I'm spending way too much time on this area, or not enough time. All right. Also facts. Yeah. I speak only facts and factinians. Yeah. It's turning out pretty well. I should really like it. I am liking it so far. Ooh, too much. Hmm. Yeah. Less is more. I just really hope they give Peter Cullen a really good movie, like send off kind of movie, because that's what like Peter Cullen actually really wants an Optimus Prime movie. Like he said it himself, like he wants an Optimus Prime movie before he goes and stuff. So I hope they give it to him. Like Optimus Prime really needs his own movie. I feel like we could really use a very inspirational movie about him and stuff like that. That really touches on his idealism and what he truly stands for and whatnot. There is no car Optimus Prime without Peter Cullen. Yeah, and he's also the voice of what's his name, Eeyore from My Little or not my from Winnie the Pooh. So, and he's also the Predator. He actually did the voice, or not the voice, but the sound effect for Predator in the old Predator movies. So, in case you didn't know, Optimus Prime is the Predator. I wish I could say shade like that. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Yeah. I'm sure you'll get there one day. You seem talented. Yeah, he's done thousands of voices. Yeah. It's kind of shitty how they're kind of treating the older voice actors nowadays. They're kind of destroying the voice actors union and stuff. Like, because they're basically with the Netflix series, they basically took Peter Cullen or Optimus Prime, and they basically got someone to just do an impression of Peter Cullen's Prime. And it's like really, like Frank Welker said, it's like kind of one of those unwritten rules in the business where it's like you just don't do something like that. Like you don't just go around like. I think it's like it's one thing to like do your own take on the character, but it's like if you're just gonna get a guy to do an impression of someone you could already hire, it's just like it's kind of a fucked up thing, or not really. Just kind of a shitty thing for them to do. Because it's like Peter Collins like it's very disrespectful too. It's like you have Peter Collins and Frank Welker. Not that nothing against the stand-in voice actors. They're fine, especially Megatron. I can't really stand the new Prime, but I mean, he has potential, but it's just like he just has a lot. He has a problem like making him sound like very sincere. Yeah, it's all about money. Yeah, but like the new guy just has a lot of problem with sincerity and stuff. Like this Optimus Prime. Everything about Optimus Prime, that voice and whatnot, it all comes from his soul. It all comes from his heart and whatnot. They kind of treated him like shit on Bumblebee, where basically they hired another guy to do his voice because they have to do because they had to do the voice act the vocals for to get the animation right for the character and whatnot on film. Yeah, he definitely is. I actually met Peter Cullen a couple years ago when I was in Vegas for the Toy Con. I actually got to meet him. It was really cool, and he's a genuinely really good guy. Like he's a him and Frank. I also met Frank and Frank Welker and Greg Berger. Yeah, I met both all three of them at Vegas Toy Con in 2019, I think. And they're all like really just gentlemen. They're all really good guys. And yeah, like like Anto's Prime is nothing without the voice of without Peter's voice. He basically created that character. Because everything about the character comes from him almost. Just if you understand, like if you know the story behind how he came up with the voice, you know what I mean. But yeah, that was really cool when I got to meet them. They were and they actually all three of them actually own a piece of art that I gifted to them, so that's pretty cool too. I wasn't really proud of the sketches I gave them, but just because I was just like running out of time, and like I just did them on the plane ride to Vegas because I didn't have enough time previously. Yeah, it's a very heartfelt story. I always like listen to that storyline all the time, or just because it really like it's very moving. It's like the heart and soul that he put into that character's voice. It's just yeah, like it's like no other actor does that nowadays. It's all just a job now. It's not really they don't really put their their soul into it as much nowadays. It's just like but what was I talking about earlier? I'm trying to remember. Spot. Always lose my spot. I'm drawing. But yeah, they kind of treated him like crap on the Bumblebee movie because they got John Bailey, I think, got to basically improv for him when he. Yeah, I love Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. I always watch those panel videos or their the panels on YouTube just because I just love watching them. They're both just great. I actually got to get a Frank Welker actually did his Megatron voice for me when I was at Vegas. Like, so that was really cool actually. Just a little bit, like But and I had to shake their hands. It was all cool. It was very brief for Peter and Frank because there was a big ass lineup to meet them, and I didn't get the fast pass because I'm cheap. So spent a whole day, like 2 or 3 hours, just waiting in line, standing. But it was worth it. But yeah, they basically got John Bailey to come in and voice for Peter because they didn't want to pay him because they wanted to get the voice matched to the animation, or they wanted to get the voice so they could match it to the animation, and then later on they brought in Peter and they basically made him like have to impersonate the guy impersonating him. It was just a weird. It's just like just pay the man. It's like he's voiced the character so long, understands the character better than anyone, most likely. It's just like I also wish they'd let him do Ironhide again. He hasn't done Ironhide since the '86 movie, I think. Misses Ironhide. That always crushes me when he dies in the '86 movie. He's like one of my favorites. So. But yeah, they didn't want to pay him for the for the extra days, so they basically he just didn't really give the best performance. Which I mean, he always like nothing against him. Obviously, he did a great job in Bumblebee for what he was had to do. But yeah, yeah, I really want to see him play Ironhide again. I miss his voice. He can still do it too. It's I made it too blue. Too much. I don't think you can see. Oh, there we go. But yeah, it's definitely a money thing. You know, they don't want to pay him extra for other characters. Just a bummer. You know. Yeah. And mostly just saving them for like movies and stuff nowadays. And yeah, I actually got a picture with Greg Berger too. I didn't get a picture with Frank and Peter because I'm an idiot. I in retrospect, I probably should have gone for it, but yeah. But it was a money thing, money issue. But sometimes you just gotta look past your money issues and just go for what you want. You know, worry about it later. You know. All right. Oh shit! Wrong glue. Sorry, DM. No problem. No problem. All right. Let's get the boob going. The other boob, I mean. Damn snowflakes trying to ruin my Sunday. Oh yeah. Yeah, I deal with a bunch of snowflakes every now and then. I'll just tell them to fuck off. They're all just dumb. Dumb people. Not worth the time. Yeah. Are they Bree bots or are they Raylos? Or is it another branch that I'm not aware of just yet? I remember this one guy got into an argument with a Snyder Cut fan, which, like, like I don't think it's any secret. I'm not really the biggest fan of Zack Snyder movies. Just don't really agree with that take on the DC characters. But I got into an argument with the guy because I made fun of Man of Steel, and then he he tried to turn the conversation to something it wasn't. Like, and he acted like all tough and stuff. You know, he's like, "Oh, I'm owning you." It's just like you haven't made any point. It's like you didn't make any point, bro. But this one is directed not to me though. Just a few people I consider friends. Oh, War Campaign, yeah. I haven't really paid too much attention to comics gate stuff aside from like Ethan, whatever he's doing. Cyberfrog. Great stuff. It's really awesome what he's been able to do. Might do my own book one day once my art gets up to par. I have some ideas for a character, possible book, but I haven't really experimented too much with comic art, so or linear storytelling art. So I like the darker take on films, but Man of Steel was bad. Uh, like my issue isn't really the storylines being dark. It's more just like they made the characters dark. Batmobile was the best part, yeah. I just feel like they made Superman too dark in that movie. It was like, it's the wrong tone for Superman. Like dark super like that tone can work for like Batman and stuff, but not really for Superman. Superman's supposed to be more uplifting and more hopeful and stuff. But I mean, you can tell a dark story with Superman. Like there's like plenty of dark storylines. It's just that they overly. It's when you change the character himself in that dark storyline where it kind of becomes a problem. Like at least for me, like for example, like Superman versus the Elite is actually a really good example. Like that's a dark storyline. That's a very dark storyline. Superman versus the Elite. You know, it's all about this team of supervillains who are trying to goad Superman into breaking his no kill rule. Yeah, exactly. Like, but like you know, that was a very dark film, like Superman versus the Elite. But in that film, Superman is still Superman from beginning to end. Like he's still, you know, he's still Clark Kent. He's still like he doesn't let you know what this team of villains are supposed to trying to do to him like affect his mission, what he truly stands for, and whatnot. And honestly, that tells a much more interesting story. Like you know, they try too hard to make him too relatable and too realistic in the Man of Steel movie that it's like stuff it like you lose a lot of like what the character's charm. You know what I mean? Like what that character truly represents if you constantly make everything like Nolan or everything's got to be you know realistic and stuff. Like there's something that kind of gets lost in that. Dark Superman should come later, like the end of the world scenario. Yeah, yeah, they totally lost the plot in Man of Steel. Honestly, it's just like everywhere. Like they should have just gone with like a more smaller scaled like film for Superman for the first Superman movie. Just get to know Clark, get to know his you know supporting cast, just get like a very simple villain like Parasite or Metallo or you know there's something like something like the animated series. You know, like the animated series did it perfectly. They started out very simple. You know, just fight a robot, learn your powers, fight a robot. You know, show the origin, and then move on. It's better when you like. I think it's like better when you build up the stuff. You know what I mean? It just has more impact, I guess. I think Zod was just like too early of a villain. But I guess in a film, like obviously it's a film, so you gotta bring the best of the best. Yeah. But animated, yeah, I always love the animated stuff. It's like that's my go-to because it's like it's the perfect version of the characters. You know, I just don't really like but I didn't really like what Zack Snyder did with Superman and Pocket and all them. Like, they just got the characters so wrong in those movies. Same thing with Batman and Wonder Woman and BVS. Like, I just did not like that take on either of them at all because they basically established that yeah, Wonder Woman would give up on humanity over well, I guess in well because you know they carried over in the Wonder Woman movie. They basically explained like yeah, she like gave up because of a dead boyfriend. Or I mean, obviously there could be some other stuff in there, but it's just like Wonder Woman doesn't do that. Like Wonder Woman doesn't give up on humanity like that. You know, she has a very strong moral compass, just like Superman does. You know, Hollywood literally has to be different for copyrights, though. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I also thought it was like kind of weird how they made like through Death of Superman in the second movie. I was like, what? This is like you're gonna kill him off in the second fucking movie. All right, this seems a little odd. Just the placement of everything. I also found it kind of weird they went with Frank Miller's Batman when most of it is very much New 52 inspired. I just thought it was weird. It's like if you're going to New 52, go full on New 52, man. Or just, or 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 preferably don't do New 52 at all because New 52 is awful. But yeah, and they also got rid of a lot of key elements of the characters. Like they got rid of Wonder Woman's uh, diplomat background, like because at her core, Wonder Woman's always been someone who is, you know, seeking peace and whatnot, and she was sent by her mother to be an ambassador for mankind. That's how her story has always been since like New 52 kind of changed her around and changed how her backstory worked and or how she came about and whatnot. I just don't really like that take on Wonder Woman. I never really liked when they made her a full-on warrior in New 52 because she wasn't like Wonder Woman to me at her core is a peacekeeper first, a warrior second. Like that's how I always saw her as. You know. And they kind of just did away with that. I mean, obviously they tried their best to, you know, make her, hopeful and stuff like that. Like I like Gal Gadot, but I just don't think that they did a really good job with the character. And it's just like Wonder Woman doesn't give up on humanity like that. Her mission, she has a very like she takes her mission very seriously. Like, and it's like she would never like stand by and just watch like 9/11 happen. You know, World War II, the Holocaust. You know, and that's just I just hate that. I hate that take on the character. The only DC movies I really liked were like Shazam and Aquaman. I guess parts of the first Wonder Woman, but not really for the reason that they honor like what the original or the classic iconic version of the characters, but more so that they kind of sick of people changing things. But Warrior Wonder Woman was pretty high though. Yeah, I mean whatever you like, but I just preferred the more traditional Wonder Woman before New 52. Yeah, she's a bit more motherly and more kind and compassionate and stuff. I just prefer that. You know, 'cause she's supposed to be an aspirational hero and whatnot. They're kind of changing that now. But yeah, I didn't really like. But I mean, the reason why I'd like the Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman is because they were the closest to nailing like the tone of DC Comics. Because I still think Zack Snyder did that in his movies. Like, there's supposed to be a layer of optimism and hope in most good DC stories, even in Batman stories. Like, Batman's not even supposed to be that dark necessarily. He just lives in a he operates in a dark world, but he himself is not a dark person or a dark character. You know, he has a lot of trauma. He's got a lot of issues, but he's I I never really bought into the idea that Batman's insane and stuff. It's like, you know, but I mean that's a story for another time because I could go into that a whole lot more. But time is it 1:38. I'm just talking about the design for one. Yeah, gotcha. Won't watch either Aquaman because yeah, I can see that. Like that guy, like Jason Momoa should be playing Lobo. Like he'd be perfect for Lobo. He looks exactly like him. But I mostly watched but I like the Aquaman movie because it's the closest to the DC tone that we should have been getting, and and I like the overall themes and stuff like that. But it's nowhere. But it's like that's like no real like version of Aquaman from the comics. It's more of it's a very stylized take. It's very like they keep I don't know what they're doing. They keep trying to make it. They keep mixing different versions of a character. Like they basically took like '90s and New 52 and kind of turned that into their Aquaman. And it's just like this. They should just like pick one version of the character and just stick with it. Like if you're going like New 52 Aquaman, go New 52 Aquaman. Like go all the way with it. Don't. It's just annoying stuff like that. And I might need to tighten this up. That's how he had the paintings and the Batcave in one comic. Batman is insane. Yeah, exactly. Like Batman's not insane. Like he's got discipline. Like he went training for like thousands of years, or not thousands of years, like 10+ years or whatever. Like he's trained his mind and his body to the point where it's like physical perfection almost, and it's like that's why he doesn't kill because he has full control of himself. Like he's fully integrated, his Bruce Wayne persona with his Batman persona, and like he's not crazy. He's like that's actually a great bat or not Batgirl comic. It's a Batman and Superman comic where Superman is actually beating up, or not beating up. He's meeting Batgirl for the first time, Barbara Gordon, because Batman teamed Supergirl, or not Batgirl, up with Superman because he wanted Superman's opinion of her and stuff. So, and there's a great scene in the book where Superman's like flying her, they're flying through the city and he's kind of carrying her, and he's basically saying like, Batgirl, I'm surprised you would emulate Batman. He's a little bit dark for you. Like, I'm surprised you would emulate him because you're so bubbly and bright and whatnot. And Batgirl just says like, no, he's not. Batman's not dark at all. Like, he only looks dark because he's fighting the darkness. But in reality, he's fighting to get out, to get everyone out. Like, so it's like he's not out for vengeance. He's not out for revenge or anything like that. He's out for justice. He's out to keep people safe, basically, and scare criminals to make sure that they can't feel welcome to just go around killing people like they did his parents, basically. Like, he doesn't truly mean vengeance when he says, I am vengeance, I am the night, I am Batman. Like, what he means by vengeance, it's not the literal meaning of the word. It's more like a metaphorical thing where, it's like they took my parents from me. They took that life I was going to have with my life parents. I'll never have that life anymore. Yeah. And so like, I will never, so he'll never have that life with his parents. So he's like, I'm going to take their life from them. Not literally in the sense that he's going to kill them or anything, because that would be true vengeance. That's what he would, if he was truly after vengeance, he would be just like killing people left and right, but he doesn't, but what he means by vengeance is he's taking their life of crime away from them, their sense that they'll feel safe knowing because every time a criminal goes out at night, they have to shudder because Batman could be watching them. He's taking away their life of crime. Like, that's what he means by vengeance. But yeah, it's sort of a metaphorical thing that a lot of people take too literally nowadays because they want Batman to be like the Punisher now. It's a shame too, because I actually really liked Ben as Batman. I just, the script and the writing for the character just wasn't there. Just wasn't the character anymore. It was obviously it's based on Frank Miller's Batman, but Frank Miller's Batman was never intended to be canon to the true Batman mythology. Like, it's just for obvious reasons, because that's just not who Batman is. Batman doesn't go around torturing or killing criminals and stuff. But yeah, I think our costume here is done. We can move on to hair now. Yeah, something. Thomas Wayne is basically already the Punisher. Yeah, I hate it. I really hate when they do that. They mess with the Waynes. Like, the Waynes are supposed to be like the pure heart of Gotham City, and when they get killed, it's like the heart kind of is bang. I don't know. I just hate when they do that. Like, just Sins of the Father storylines are just always dumb to me, or especially or more specifically with Batman, because it doesn't really work for his character. It was cool in the Flashpoint, but oh, fuck me, I need yellow. But yeah, and they just ruined they're ruining Martian Manhunter already without even showing him, because they're basically saying that what's his name, Harry Lennox or whatever, in the Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, basically that's supposed to be Martian Manhunter, and so basically they're saying that Martian Manhunter did nothing during the Battle of Metropolis or the Doomsday attack. So it's just like, just depends on how it's written, though. Snowflakes can't write. Yeah, exactly. But I'm more of a someone who's more attached to the iconic version of the characters, not so much the stylized takes. Like, I'm just not really into deconstruction stories. It's just doesn't do anything good for the character at the end of the day. All right, how am I gonna do the hair? I'll start with a very light yellow. I just hate when they deconstruct characters. It's just dumb. It doesn't do anything to help them. Like we saw that with Luke Skywalker, and that didn't turn out well. Got with Superman, a little bit with Optimus Prime, the Michael Bay films, but they are kind of going the right direction now. It was kind of deconstructed a little bit in the Netflix series. It's kind of not too bad, but it's like he's very like moody and very just overly emotional, not really inspired or anything like that. You know? Not very optimistic for a guy named Optimus Prime. Let's use this side. Yeah, I guess like deconstructions can be. It depends. Like depends on the world. Like deconstructions just doesn't work really with super DC characters. Well, if you have it'll work. It can work if you already have a construct. Like if you already constructed a universe. Like for example, Injustice works because they already established the proper DC universe, and then the Elseworld is the one where Superman goes crazy and stuff like that, and that's the deconstructed version. It's like okay, well, in that sense, it kind of work. It can work, but if you're gonna turn like characters who aren't supposed to be dark like from the start, like it's kind of just like, yeah, you know, you need a solid foundation with these characters. You need a solid foundation before you can deconstruct them. Which is yeah. I'm not really the biggest fan of Injustice myself, just because I just don't really agree with half of the characters like doing what they did. Like half of those characters would not have joined Superman in that whole war. Like all of them would have been against him. Like Hal Jordan would not be afraid of Superman. His whole deal. Hal Jordan would never join Superman. Neither would Wonder Woman or Shazam or Flash or anything. Like I just didn't really buy that they would join him. And that, and I understand they went into it a little bit more in the comics, but yeah, it's like they all have like they're treating these characters like they don't have any common sense. Like it's just weird. It's just dumb. But I mean, the games are fine. Like, I love the games. Like the gameplay is awesome. I love playing those games. I was in the first game. I was mostly an Aquaman, Batman, Green Arrow, and Deathstroke main. But in Injustice 2, I also played as Batgirl in that game. But Injustice 2, I became a Starfire main when she was added. I love playing Starfire. But I also played a lot of Atrocitus. I played a lot of Green Lantern again. Superman definitely was my main. Like I don't know, I don't know if it was the controls or something, but Batman felt a little bit different for me in the new game. But yeah, it is Elseworlds, yeah. So I mean, it works, I guess. But I just, uh, even still, I just don't think the characters would have done that. But the only thing that really saves it is that it's Elseworld. Like if this was like the main like DC timeline where like all our Superman goes insane and they all like, it's like, and that's where the main problem would come in. But I mean, they're fine. It's a fine storyline. It's a well written stuff like that. It's just for the characters, it just doesn't. Like I'm more like the impact it'll have on characters can sometimes be damaging if you keep deconstructing these characters. Like we saw how fast like Luke Skywalker was destroyed in one movie. You know, you just gotta be careful with it. You just gotta be careful with deconstruction stories. The same rules don't apply like in many worlds there, or in Jet Lee's the one. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I love the games are just like a lot of fun to play. I always like kick that. I always get my ass kicked when I do the online stuff, but yeah, those are a lot of fun games to play. I'm just like very like protective of the characters. That's why I'm not really. That's why you have to be really. I think that's why you have to be really careful with the portrayal of them and stuff. Because if you bend them too much, they can break. Like what they did with Captain America. Look is different. Yeah, they didn't even try with Luke Skywalker at all. Like they're just fuck Disney. They're just dumb. They didn't understand the characters at all. I mean, the great thing about DC and like Transformers and Marvel is that they can at least reboot and stuff like that. Star Wars can't really reboot unless they go back to Legends timeline. I have no idea what they're doing. I don't care anymore. I don't care about Disney Star Wars. Like I'm just done with them. Nothing can change what they did. They already ruined Luke Skywalker. It doesn't matter what they do before or after, even. So best way to save Star Wars is just to read the EU. That's basically like Star Wars is saved if you read the EU. So, which I've been doing quite a bit lately. Kind of taking a break from it just because I don't really get much time to read anymore. But I'd like to get back into it. Yeah. All right, I'll see you in a minute. Yeah, they just don't care. Exactly. They're just corporate. Nothing. No story. No rhyme, reason. They're just idiots. Just idiots. It's all about money, not about story. Why can't it be about both money and story? All right. It's 152. Dang. Going for a little while. Let's go this way. Sure. Hold on, just making sure you can see. It's going along pretty well. What you liking her? All right. Let's check out Leo's. Snowflakes are gone. Woo. Nice. Yeah. I always piss off Twitter or Star Wars, Disney Star Wars fans. Always prove them wrong because they don't understand facts or they just they're just too young. I guess. I'm young as hell. I don't know why they're dumb. Whatever. What am I saying? I ramble. I just get into arguments with people who don't understand like the lore of like the EU and stuff. Like, I got into an argument with one guy who was just dumb. Didn't really. He truly like. I guarantee he didn't know anything about Legends. He was acting like he knew it, but I can like sometimes like there's it's one of the type of fans who pretends to be a fan, but then tries to, goad people into thinking the way he thinks. It's like he's clearly a Disney Star Wars shill or whatever, just trying to hide it. Not too young. They are too woke tarded. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Ew, might be too much. Yeah, it might be too much. I have to lighten that up. Mm-mm-mm. Have I shown you what I'm working on? You sent me some things on Twitter. I'm not too sure. I'll check it out later. I don't want to have to check Twitter right now because my setup is a little ghetto. I'll check it out later. If you send it to me in DMs, I'll take a look. I'm sure it's wonderful because you are a talented individual yourself. Still gotta work on Lethal's thing. Just haven't had time. I'll just wait until he starts to I just have some ideas for the whole trading card set thing. Full Ozzy trading cards. That's going to be hilarious. All right, yeah. Someone just posted a Courage, the Cowardly Dog gift. Now I want to show the show again. Oh. Haven't shared the updates with anyone yet. Oh, cool. Okay. Sharing is caring. Most of the time. Some things you like to keep to yourself. Yeah. All right. All right. All right. I think I'm gonna do the rest of the hair. Just want to start bright and then bright yellow. What to talk about? Perfect starter here because it should be in shadow. These are the same colors I used for the mountain, or one of the same colors, like the orange or the brownish color, and that'll work well with their hair. Don't want to do too much because I want the hair to be vibrant and stuff. So no, maybe a little too yellow. It's supposed to be. I'm just looking at the reference. I don't know how to make beige that well. Maybe an orange. Maybe an orange would help. I don't think that would work either. I lighten. I think I'm gonna lighten up with some white. Let's see. I don't know. It's fine to me. I don't know if Lethal or Steph is still alive. I should check up on them. What's Lethal doing? Oh, they're in. All right, they ended their stream. No stream raid. But I need it. Yeah. Hopefully they'll stop by. If not, oh well. They're always streaming while I'm streaming, so I might change the time a little bit. Maybe I'll stream start at 1 or something. Might try that next week. See how I like it. Then again, I'd probably be cutting to Ryan's time a little bit. It's a weird thing. You don't want to cut people's time because then you split up the audience, I guess, in a way. Because we all kind of have the same audience here, so yeah. All right, let's try a different color now. Let's try. Let's see what this would do. That might work. Try that. Yeah, let's try this. Tower. Come to me, Tower. Bastard. Over here. All right. I should probably pull back on the camera. Let's get this a little nice and light here. Set my 360 again so I can get nice. I just brought back. I actually grabbed my 360 out of the storage, so might do my own streams as well, gaming streams. I just don't know if my computer can handle it, but I want to stream some Transformers games and stuff. Stream some, whatever. Got some. Oh, I got some. Got both Fall Central War Cybertron, and I think I have Rise of the Darkspark still, so I can probably play those once I get it all set up. Screen cap of courage. Cool. I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool. Here we go. All right, I like this color for blonde hair. The shot I'm looking at is very bright, but that's because of the lighting in the panel. So I'm kind of just trying to figure everything out here. Here's turn you around. Too much. Shit. That should be fun. Just make sure you can see. Oh, good. Just using my phone to take a pic of the cards. Cool. All right. Sounds cool. All right. Let's. I think I'll do something similar with the background that I did for the Rogue piece. I'm not too sure if you saw it on my Instagram, but did a Rogue piece not too long ago. So I'm thinking of doing this background the same way. I can show the piece in just a second if you want. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a Mystique next week, and the week after, I think I'm going to do Soundwave because that guy needs to be colored. Too much. Little much. I have an Instagram, but I don't use it. Yeah, I don't really use my Instagram very much either. I'm just too much social media. And not just that, I just don't really like using it because it's like you can't post links. You know, it's just kind of like very inconvenient. Just like just post on Twitter. Post on Twitter. Like you have to constantly tell them, look, go to my bio. It's like if you want to go to my Twitter and buy something or whatever. It's like it's annoying. Annoying how it works, but yeah, it's the way it is. It's dumb. I think I made it a little too dark here, but I can probably lighten that up with some white. I'll show off the piece in just a minute. I'll take a little bit of a break here, or maybe after I'm done, I just want to get the hair going, and then I need to paint the apple, and then I guess touch up the skin a little bit. I want to touch up the face, maybe add some red highlights and stuff. Did you see that Star Wars girls that the She-Hulk pick? Yeah, I saw that She-Hulk. Much better than the official one. My God, what were they? That She-Hulk didn't even have tits. Like what the hell? It's not even a. Is it even a chick? It's horrible. It's awful. But Anna made it look better. The best one could do in that situation. My God. Like I'm no Picasso or anything, but my gosh, at least I know how to make women look like women for the most part. It's just dumb. I'm gonna do this week. Do it this week as a morning sketch. Nice. I'd rather just draw a regular She-Hulk, honestly. That could happen. Yeah, I don't really draw She-Hulk that much. I want to draw her. That'd be cool. But yeah, that's just what the hell is Marvel and DC thinking now? Like, what is in their fucking head? They're all just dumb. Check my Twitter tweet. I'll check it after the stream. I don't want to have too many tabs open right now. Chrome the bitch with me, so sometimes it'll crash. Sometimes Chrome will crash on me, so I don't want it crashing midstream. Oh. Gosh, it's what is this is what we're coming to do with comics is like making characters that look nothing like the character and they make them less attractive and it's like what the hell. Like what happened to, what's wrong with characters being sexist is like I don't understand that. That's like being sexy is sexism. It's just like it's not the case. Well, to be fair, DC's future state designs are good, especially. I mean, the designs are fine. It's just, well, what would I what would a one-legged Flash character or whatever? My gosh, designs aren't horrible. It's just the direction they're going with DC is just gonna be shit. Honestly, I heard some of it's fine, but I'm just done with both DC and Marvel comics. Not really interested in the new stuff. I'm just reading older stuff, and that's been much more fun for me. Catching up on all the stuff I missed out on because I'm still a young man. Yo, what the fuck was that? Uh, thought it couldn't be fun. Oh. Yeah. Ew. Touch this up. Fix you up. There we go. I wish I could see what you guys are talking about. Sounds lovely. I'll probably get a good kick out of it later once I'm done the stream. So 12, 14, 214. Been going for a little while now. 214. I might. I think I'll just do an apple in the background, finish with his hair, and then probably call it a day. Touch it up later with pencil crayons and shit. Ew. Nope. Too much. Fuck me. Too much. Oop. Too much. Oh. That can be fixed. All right, the hair's looking pretty decent. At least I think so. From my angle, it looks decent. I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see a little better. The lighting here is kind of not really showing much detail, but just going to tidy this up here. All right. I think I'll move on to the Apple next. Just to get that shit over with. Need Apple reference. Damn it, asshole. There we go. Oh, I forgot to get the updated version of, or the upgraded version of StreamYard, so I didn't get the, so I can't add any more, any clips or anything. So do it next stream. Do it next stream. Last some clips going. I have some ready. I just need to. Just forgot to upgrade because I'm lazy. Yeah. All right. Ooh, this needs to be just a little off here. Yeah. Okay. Ew. Just darken it up a bit just so it lines up. Got the pics. I'll tag you in them too. Cool. I will be interested to see those. All right. I'll tie up the hair later. Gonna take me a little while to fix it up, but all right, we'll do this area first, and then we'll move on to the Apple. The Apple. Ooh, made a little error. Nothing whiteout can't solve. It's gonna get really golden looking here. Make her look all pristine. Because she's a classy lady. She needs to be a bit more divine, I suppose. See, I respect women. Respect women. All right. Ooh, I'll use a pencil crayon to tie that up. Don't want to risk fucking anything up. Ugh. All right, that'll be enough for now. Switch to red. Get that apple going. Right. Okay. Let's start with an orange, and just move our way into red. Too much. Yeah, I'll let white highlights after. Just be easier that way. The car art always turns out like yours better because no shaky hands. Yeah. I think I just dry brush this apple. I think it'll look more natural. Uh, so let's go a little bit of a light green for the stem. Even made the Tostitos logo. Cool. I'm sure I'll understand what you mean by that when I get off here. Yeah. That's a little too much. Yeah, I can make it work. Use water. Just use water. No, use water. All right. All right. Yep, I'll make sure I do a bit and take. That's cool. Thank you. I'll definitely check it out. Sounds awesome. No, I think I'll add a bit of a magenta to the apple. That'll look good. That will look good. And then right on top of that. Thinking of switching to gouache. Might try gouache actually. Just want to give it a shot, see if I like it better. Alex Ross uses it, so must be good. Ooh, too much. Too much. Once I run some red into it, I think it'll look good. Much better. Just adjusting the settings on my camera or phone rather. That should be good. Run a little bit of red through it, and then I'll do the stem, and then we will start the background, which will just be very simple because you don't want to complicate a really complicated drawing like this, a portrait shot. So. There we go. Starting to look a little bit more realistic to an actual apple. But I don't want to do too much realism because then it'll just break. Because she's not really overly realistic here. So just trying to find a nice balance between the two. So many messages. Nice. Oh my god, that happened like when I did that post on about Man of Steel being. I basically called Man of Steel destruction porn and didn't understand Superman. That blew up for like 4 days because people didn't understand what I was saying. Some people take their fandoms too seriously sometimes. It's like, okay. I could tell it was mostly just because they were mad because I made fun of the movie. Because they couldn't really argue my point that it was not the iconic Superman. That was all I was saying in that whole post, and they just said they tried comparing it to multiple different things. Yeah, it really is destruction porn. It's just like there's no story to it. It's just like it's just action, action, action. And it's like he tried to say it was more deep and it was asking like hard questions or whatever. I'm just like, what hard questions were asked in that whole movie? I don't remember. The only question I remember being asked in that whole movie was whether or not Clark should save people. It's just like, well, the answer to that is yes, he should save people. What the? You insane? Of course he should be saving people. It's just like, people just say use that argument or just they don't really have an argument. It's just like, oh, you just don't understand the message and whatnot. It's just like, no, there was no message. I didn't see any message in there. It's like it just seemed like a. It's no different than your general action film, your generic like sci-fi action film. It's like wasn't really anything too deep about it. It tricks you into believing that there's something that's deep about it, but it really isn't. Yeah, but yeah, even did ask some questions, like even asked like deep questions about society or whatever. It's like they didn't provide any answers to those questions as well. So it's just like okay, no, it's just weird. A hard question, like not faithful to the source material is as hard as you can get. Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, I'm more someone who's more into the source material, like being accurate to the source material. Oh gosh, that hair looks weird. I'll fix that later. It's just they just don't understand what I was saying. Like, I'm very protective of these characters, kind of in a way. Like I've always kind of like because nowadays, like since New 52, like you have creators who just don't care as much as you do, and it's just like you kind of feel like you have to like take a stand for them because these characters matter. Like, these characters are more than just IPs. Characters like Superman, Batman, they're more than just an IP or a character in a comic book or a movie. Like they've transcended the comics. They've transcended beyond that. So it's important to me to maintain that going forward as much as one can in this day and age. That's why I kind of like against most deconstruction stories. Like it's like at the end of the day, it doesn't really do anything to really show us, who this character truly is and who they're supposed to be at their core. All right, that's done. Let's just tidy up some of the hair here, and then we'll move on to the background, and then maybe call it a day. I'm not too sure. Let's see. We've been going for like I think I can only go for like 4 hours anyways on this thing. So just bad faith arguments on Twitter all the time. You know, they don't have. They really didn't have any arguments at all. So. Well, that's Twitter for you. You know, it's a total cesspool. All right, I'll just move in the background. Bad arguments for every single second every day. Yeah, exactly. And one kid actually came in and tried to argue, and just like he clearly didn't know anything about Superman or the comics or anything. He was just a Zack Snyder fan or just a fan of the movies. He wasn't an actual like not that you don't have. Not that I have anything against that. Like, look, if you like Zack Snyder movies, that's one thing. It's like, but if you don't know any, and that's how you got into the character, that's one thing. But it's just like when you try to tell me that's the same character from the comics, it's just like, do your research, buddy. Do your research because you'll know that it's not Superman from it's not the classic iconic Superman, you know. But ew, this brush is weird looking, and that one's weird looking too. Looks like all right. Just gonna fix that up. Hey, Dark Shadow, how you doing, man? Art looks great. Women drawn like women is always appreciated. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, there she is, looking fairly beautiful. Much better than that She-Hulk I see on Twitter now. My God, I hate like fucking boosting my ego. I hate it. Makes me feel like a douche. But my God, that looks awful. Do a different blue. Let's do a different blue, just so it doesn't add some variety. I can't draw stick figures. Aw, well, you know, stick figures is actually the best place to start with drawing because if you can draw stick figures, you can draw anything basically. It's just all about how you look at it. Stick figures are actually very. I used to collect a lot of art though, and like Gary once on the comp. That's cool. That's awesome. Oh shit! I need to fix my brush. It's awesome. I haven't been in a comic shop. Well, I have been to a comic shop for. I might go to a comic store today or tomorrow, rather after work. I work near one, so I might pick up some like old X-Men or something. Because I'm just trying to get into the X-Men. I've been watching all the cartoons and stuff, so having a lot of fun. Have you ever seen Deacon Black's work or Kofli? No, I don't know who that would be. So the answer is no. I do not know. But I am interested to know. All right. Kind of doing something similar here to what I did with my rogue piece, where I kind of started with dark on the edges and then kind of worked my way to the light with the character, the figure. Gotta run is something is up with one of my closest friends. Oh, okay. Well, take care, Bosset. Hope you're doing all right. All right. Oh, bastard. All right. Ooh. Oh, fix that later. Gotta be careful with this brush. It's got a little thing sticking out. All right, I think I'm getting somewhere. Probably add some magenta to the blue just to add a bit more variety to the color. Start here. Let's go to here. Just tighten this up. God, that She-Hulk cover looks so awful. I was like, what the hell? Like, what is up with DC and Marvel now? Like, I don't understand why they can't draw women like women now. They always have to be overly masculine now, apparently, or undesirable. It's just like, fuck off. Superheroes. Have fun. Make them beautiful. Yeah. Yeah. Let's try it like this. It's better. Yeah, better. Yeah, I'll start at the bottom now. Just kind of, figure out where I'm going here. It is a cultural travesty what is happening to comics and art today. Yeah, it's so stupid. Freaking hate it. But, that's why I kind of like sworn off DC and Marvel comics until they change. Need to go back to what they were like 10 years ago or so. Like, it's horrible. I just love how being beautiful is oppression now. Like we've gotten this far in society where it's like being beautiful is seen as oppressive, or not even real people, just comic book characters are. It's like fuck off. Hate this culture. Hate the new culture. It's all shit. It's all backwards, man. Don't see them complaining about or Superman being jacked. But if Wonder Woman has big tits, all of a sudden it's a big problem. You know? It's like, that's where we're at now with society, with comics and stuff. It's just stupid. Ah, fuck. Hold up. Get the towel. All right, crisis averted. Or subverted, if we're Ryan Johnson, which we are not. I quit reading modern comic books when Dakin was brought into Wolverine storyline, and they had him get the drop on Wolverine twice and made Wolverine an emotional sissy. Yeah, that's gonna suck. I'm more of a DC guy, so I don't really know too much about that. But I stopped reading when Zoe Quinn. I think it's when Zoe Quinn was hired. I was like, nope, I'm not supporting this company if they hire someone like her. And this is like Rebirth just kind of got to shit anyways. Like obviously you got Tom King's shitty Batman and Bendis' Superman. Just couldn't stand it anymore. I was just like, Rebirth was good because it was kind of getting out of the stink of New 52, but then they went right back to the stink of New 52 not too long after. It's a shame. There's like some really good runs in Rebirth as well. Like the only ones I read were like Green Lantern, like both Green Lantern runs. I like both of them. I read the Red Hood run, the Detective Comics run, the Batman comics, not the Tom King Batman, the real Batman run. It was a good storyline, but I mean, some storylines here and there are few and far between. It's just like it doesn't really matter anymore at this point because like the industry's just broken the way it is now. It's just like all broken. It's just like it's not worth supporting. Yeah, it was horrible. It's like they made Batman overly emotional and stuff. Yeah, there's even a part where he like smacks Robin, I think Tim, like of anger and stuff like that. I was like, fuck off. Batman wouldn't do that. Batman wouldn't hit his kids like that. It's like, whatever. He's basically his son, like, or adoptive son. It's just like he just beats him up because he's angry. It's like, fuck off. Batman's supposed to have discipline and stuff like that. Doesn't go around hitting people for no reason. I mean, just like an emotional wreck in these new books, from my understanding. Red Hood, Jason Todd was very good. He had a very yeah, he made a better Red Hood than he ever was. Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. I could never get into him as Robin, but yeah, him as Red Hood was always great. I always loved this. I always loved the Red Hood, especially the animated movie. That was really awesome. I thought the animated. I actually think the animated movie did the story better, at least in terms of how he came back to life. Because I thought it was kind of weird how he came back with the Superboy punch thing. I was like, what? Okay, but it made more sense for it to be Ra's al Ghul who brings him back because it's more connected to the Batman mythos when it's like something from that lore. When you have it, Lazarus Pit made more sense to me the way they brought him back. All right, just gonna fade this out. Yeah, that's the animated movie was good. Yeah, I love those movies. I couldn't get into the newer ones though, the New 52 inspired ones, just because New 52 and just felt like a Marvel movie. Like, it all felt like Marvel movies, which I mean, it's Marvel movies. I liked Phase 1, 2, and 3, but the Phase 4 is gonna be shit. But I couldn't stand Endgame and stuff. But they just try to be like the Marvel movies, like with the DC animated ones when they did just the War and the Batman and Sun movies, which I couldn't stand any of those. Like, ugh. Can't stand Damien, so and I completely did away with Tim Drake in those books, and Tim Drake's my favorite character or favorite Robin. So, but Tim Drake's been fucking shafted over the years. He's like constantly being pushed to the side for Damien and then whatnot. So, not too happy about that. But at least he's going to be in the Gotham Knights game, which I'm a little skeptical on because Mitch Dyer's involved now. So, I hope that game doesn't turn out shit though. I mean, as long as the game is fun to play, I mean, I should be fine. But writing wise, it might be suffering in terms of story. This is going to be tricky. I've not seen the most recent DC movies. Yeah, you're not missing much. I couldn't get past any of them anymore. I was just like done. Like they weren't the same quality of animated movies we got like before Flashpoint. And there's some that are okay. I didn't mind Batman by Gaslight. That was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, there's some that are okay. Like Titan, like the Judas contract went in the Titan. Cannot talk. The Teen Titans Judas contract was pretty decent. Deathstroke had an awesome voice in that. The guy who played him was awesome. But there's like I'm just not a big fan of New 52 inspired DC animated movies. They're just not DC. And they try to be like the New 52. The main problem with New 52 was Dan Dido was trying to be Marvel. Like they wanted everything to be realistic and moody and stuff, and that tone just does not work for DC characters at all. DC characters are supposed to be optimistic and hopeful and whatnot. I mean, yeah, you can tell like a dark storyline, but you can tell dark storylines here and there. But it's like when you make the characters themselves dark is where I have the issue. When you just go against what those characters represent and stuff like that. There's like a lot of like decisions that they made with the New 52. I just can't stand. One thing developers like BioWare has shown us: don't pre-order and wait for honest reviews before buying. Yeah. Hopefully, Gotham Knights doesn't get affected too much in terms of story. So I really want that. I'm really looking forward to that game. That looks really awesome. I like seeing, because that was my main problem with the Arkham games, is that there's no real focus. Like you couldn't really play as the other Batman family members in like free roam and stuff like that. You just had to. You can only play as them in like story missions or whatever. Like you couldn't actually go around Gotham City as like Robin or something. So it's cool that they're getting the spotlight for a change. They're all great characters. They're all great characters. So. Well, I kind of wish that they kept Barbara Gordon as Oracle. I never really liked her as Batgirl. Well, New 52 Batgirl, I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand when they got rid of her or got rid of like Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown, because those are my two favorite Batgirls. They both had really good runs before the New 52. So. But hopefully Cassandra Cain and Stephanie Brown at least get added to the game. That'd be really cool to see them. I grew up on Silver Age and Bronze Age DC, and used to watch Adam West, Batman, and Superman for me, Chris Reeves. Yeah. Those are the times, man. I'm a bit more younger. I grew up on the animated series. That's where I got my start. Or well, specifically, I got started with the Batman. No, it's a Superman 3-parter. It was the Batman Superman 3-parter, where the world's finest 3-part, but it was like condensed into a direct-to-DVD movie. So yeah, that was my start for like comic books and stuff. I still watch that 3-parter all the time. Like it's just, and like that's how they should have done it in the movies. Like it's just over the top in the movies now, like in the Zack Snyder movies. It is like Batman wouldn't be out to kill Superman. It's like he doesn't do that. Like Batman's more open-minded and shit. He's not an asshole that much. I just hate the way they treated Bat. Yeah, Oracle's. Yeah, Barbara Gordon's a great character as Oracle. Like she was her own character. She didn't have to. Like she was very significant too. Like in No Man's Land and other things like that. Like war games and stuff like that. Like she was very significant to the Bat family. And then now that she's just. I mean, she was okay as Batgirl, but like Stephanie Brown and Cassandra Cain had really good runs as Batgirl, much better than anything we have now with Barbara, I would say. And it was cool too having Barbara kind of mentoring them both at different points. But yeah. But like editorial, from my understanding, editorial hates Cassandra Cain, so that's why they got rid of her in New 52. That's a good start if you started out of 90s cartoons. Yeah, I start from the animated series. That's probably the best representation of the characters, outside of the comics and stuff. The movies just don't. Movies just don't get it. They don't understand the characters very well. Yeah. Let's see, 257. We could probably just finish up the background here. I'll just tidy up the rest of the face and the hair when I'm off camera. But I'm sure you. Yeah, I've watched most of the DC animated stuff. Aside from only thing I haven't watched from DCAE was Static Shock and parts of Batman Beyond. But I've watched I've watched pretty much all of it. I watched all of Superman, all of Batman, Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, all that stuff. That's all great stuff. Great stuff. They like truly understood the characters at the core and stuff. So, although I wasn't really a fan of how they did the Green Lantern. I just wanted to see Hal Jordan. Like Hal Jordan's my favorite Green Lantern. So, not that I have anything against John Stewart or anything, but I wish that Hal Jordan. I just wish they had Hal Jordan as the main character or something in this series as well. But John Stewart was badass in that cartoon, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, Mask of the Phantasm is like one of the greatest. It's the best Batman movie ever made. Like no other movie tops it. That movie truly understood who Batman is at his core. All right. Let's see. Should be good from there. Gosh, this paper's getting destroyed. Also, really Superman versus the Elite was actually a really good movie. It showed you how you could tell a dark storyline with a lighter hero without destroying that light hero. Like because Superman, like that's the main problem, like Man of Steel and stuff. It's like it's too dark for a character like Superman, who's supposed to be, uplifting and hopeful and optimistic. Like that, like the Nolan treatment just doesn't work for every superhero. Like it worked okay for Batman, but when you got Superman trying to be all dark and moody, it's just like it's not Superman anymore. It's just not like Superman. Like they're not the same character. It's like yeah. And even Chris Nolan's Batman wasn't even the true iconic Batman. It was a very stylistic take on Batman. But it was at least closer than what we got with Man of Steel. It's like that's not Superman at all in any shape or form. He's got a lot of really key things wrong about the character. Yeah, Superman vs. Lee is a great movie. It's really interesting because it's like they actually challenge the idea of like superheroes in the 21st century and whatnot. It's and the ideals of a hero nowadays. Just great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, I could not stand Man of Steel. It's just like they get the Kents wrong, and like the arguments I hear are not really. I don't understand the arguments because because people say like, oh, it's just because he's becoming Superman. This Superman, it's the reason why he couldn't save his father is because he's not there yet. He's not Superman yet. It's like, okay, well, tell me when he's going to be Superman. Like, is he going to be Superman when the public accepts him? Is he going to be Superman when he fully masters his powers? Like, it's. But what those people don't understand is that Superman is Superman with or without those powers. Like he would be doing as much good in the world if he didn't have those powers. Yeah, Henry Cavill could have been a great Superman. He looks the part. I'm sure he's a decent actor. I just don't think he had much to work with Man of Steel and BVS. But yeah, it's just like Superman. He's at his core. He's all about protecting people. He's all about that. And as an aspirational hero, he's supposed to be that way from the start. Like he's not And that's how the aspirational hero archetype works. It's like Superman can't like Superman is not defined by the powers or he's defined by how he chooses to use those powers and what he chooses not to do with his powers, and he's defined by his aspirational qualities and as an aspirational hero. And aspirational heroes, they're supposed to be aspirational from the start due to their upbringing and whatnot. And with Superman, he was raised right by his parents, and they taught him the good values and stuff like that. And we don't get any of that in Man of Steel. Like Pa Kent just gives him horrible advice, like about how to be a hero and stuff like that. It's just not even to be a hero, just to be an act. Like I understand what they're trying to do with that, but it's just like it didn't work the way they thought it would work. Yeah, there's a reason why it's called Boy Scout. He's always kind. He's always compassionate. He's always looking out for people. But yeah, like the main problem was the Kents, because his parents just teach him horrible lessons about life. It's just like I understand what they're trying to do with it, but it's just like you can't teach Clark to be a good person if all you do is teach him that the world is all shitty and there's only bad people in the world. Like they don't. Like, there's never a moment in that movie where he tells Clark, like, look, there's gonna be shitty people out there who want you dead because of your powers, but you know what? That doesn't mean you stop fighting for the ones that who are innocent. It doesn't mean you stop fighting for those who need help and stuff like that. Because there are good people in this world. That's what Pa Kent is supposed to teach him. He's and whatnot. And like the whole scene where he like lets his father die, it's like Superman would never do that. Like it's just dumb. I hated that. You can't point out Elseworld and alternate worlds to justify Man of Steel. Yeah, exactly. That's what I heard too. Is like everyone's just saying, "Oh, well, it's an Elseworld story." It's like, well, yeah. Well, the thing is that you can't do a deconstruction story with an Elseworld if you don't have a constructed foundation to go off of. Like that's why like Injustice worked, even though I have a lot of problems with Injustice, but that story works because they established, like, in the first game, they established that there's two different worlds. You have the main DC world, and then you have the the world where Superman goes crazy and stuff like that. Like it can work in that way, but when you start, but you have to start out with the universe with a solid foundation for these characters before you deconstruct them and stuff like that, you know. And just like not just that, like all the if you constantly like deconstruct these characters, like they're gonna break. Like we saw that with Luke Skywalker and TLJ. Like it took one movie to ruin that entire fucking character. The great thing about DC is that they can at least reboot every now and then, but it's eventually it'll come a point where Superman is broken as a character. Like Superman will not be remembered the same way he is. Like the way he should be remembered, like years past and stuff. But yeah, this needs to be clear lines. Yeah, exactly. Like I understand why I didn't just do a crime syndicate movie. Like you could just do a crime syndicate movie if you want to show a darker Superman or Batman. This is like why take a pre-established character who's supposed to be a certain way, just when you could have just done some. If you want a dark superhero or dark version of a Batman or a Superman, it's like just do Crime Syndicate. But whatever. Crime Syndicate movie would be kind of cool though. I think I'd like to see that. That animated movie was awesome. The animated movie was really cool. That would have been better than bringing. Yeah, I love Owlman. That was a great movie. That was a really great. Owlman like totally stole the show there. Yeah, it's just like not just that, and like the Pa Kent death scene was just dumb. It's just like at the very least, Clark would have at least tried to save him. He wouldn't just watch his father die. I don't care that Clark, that Pa Kent was just where Pa was like reaching out his hand and telling him not to save him. It's like no, Superman is the type of person Clark. he would lay down his life if it meant saving just one innocent person's life. And so the idea that he would risk like that he but apparently according to Zack Snyder, he is more concerned with his personal identity like to the world and saving his own father's life. Like that does not work with me at all. I can't get behind that. Just, like Superman would give up his own life just to save one person, but he can't give up his life or his secret identity or whatever, like to save to save his father's life. It's like okay, it's just dumb. Not just that, but he completely goes against his father's wishes in the end because it's like you see him later on in the movie, he's going around saving people and exposing himself. So it's just like Pa Kent died for fucking nothing in that movie. So it's just dumb. Yeah, he needs to stay away from like aspirational heroes like stuff. Like if you did Punisher, you could do Punisher. You could do Punisher, but not Superman or Batman. The wrong fit entirely. Just couldn't. He just does not understand those characters. Yeah. Right. It's a shame too, because I like his like cinematography style. Like Watchmen was really great. I like the way he makes his films like look and stuff like that. But the way he writes them is a completely different animal. Uh, Snyder made a good guy, maybe a good guy, but he has no concept of how to. Yeah, he does not understand classic superheroes at all. It's just dumb. His whole comments too at when he was like talking about. I think it was when he was doing that whole watch party or whatever, like with Watchmen, like that at Comic Con or whatever the fuck, and he was like basically saying like, yeah, if you think that Batman or Superman wouldn't kill you, living in a dream world or something, it's like no, it's like, bruh, it's fantasy, it's make believe, it's not real. Like I'm so sick of them doing this whole overly realistic route with superheroes. It doesn't work. That's not who they like. Uh, like he just has a very nihilistic worldview for superheroes. It's just like superheroes are supposed to be beyond what we are, and they're supposed to be beyond all of that. Yeah, he's too dark and dystopian in his storytelling. We don't watch these films for realism. We watch them for hope. Yeah, exactly. That's perfect. That's what Superman's supposed to be, and it's just like you take away all the hope. It's just like, well, you don't have Superman anymore. If you don't have any hope, it's not Superman. Like you can tell the darkest, like some of the darkest storylines with Superman, and they're still hopeful at the end of it. All like with Superman versus the Elite, like that whole movie is like dark as hell, but they still managed to turn it into like like make it very inspiring and stuff like that by the end of it. Because like you see that Superman was not like he wasn't going to bend to what society or what the the elite wanted him to be. They wanted him to be a mass murdering like like murderer, basically murder Superman. But in that whole movie, he sticks to his guns and says, "No, we have like I have to be better than that. I'm better than that. I'm not above killing. I'm not above the law. I'm not. I don't. It's not my job to kill people, basically." But not just that, he like kills people too in the movie. Like there's like the scene in Smallville, he like throws Zod through the fucking factory or whatever. It's just like all those people in that factory are dead. Like unless they were all like on a smoke break or whatever, like at the exact same time, it's like those people are all dead. It's just like, and it's all because of Superman. He he could have just taken the fight to a cornfield or something. No one would get hurt there, or less likely to be hurt there. It's just like just destruction for destruction purposes. It's like it just Superman always makes it a point to like take the fight somewhere else if he can, like, or at least if he does have to fight in a civilian populated place, he would do everything it can to make sure everyone is safe before engaging in fighting, engaging in the battle. It's just like, yeah, it's like enough. It's like, uh, it's like even the Marvel movies address the collateral damage and stuff like that. Like, there's scenes in the first Avengers movie where they're like going around saving people. Like that's their first priorities. Like they're saving as many people as they can and stuff like that. And they're not even superpowered. Like half of them are not even superpowered characters, and they're still trying to help as many people as they can. It's just dumb. Yeah. I'd like to see Snyder Punisher movie. Yeah, that would work too. Wolverine, yeah, that works because it's like they're supposed to be a bit more dark and depressing and stuff, but with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, like those characters are supposed to be aspirational. Like even Batman's supposed to be an aspirational character, like or at least has aspirational qualities. Like he's always, even when he's in a dark, like because he's not really a dark person or a dark character. He's in a dark environment, but he's not. He himself has not become dark because of it, and that's the whole point of Batman's stories. Fighting the darkness of the city, but not becoming part of the darkness. That makes the city shitty, basically. Like that's what Batman's whole goal is, and what he represents and stuff. Yeah, he's always fighting against the darkness. Like he's always been like a true blue hero. Like he's never been like it's only like, and they always use like Frank Miller as an excuse to have him be this torturous Batman, but it's just like Frank Miller's Batman was not canon. Like it was never considered canon for a reason because it was not the true Batman. It was Frank Miller's Batman. It wasn't the Batman that we needed. Like it's not the Batman we grew to love. And it's the reason why it's not canon. It's just not the Batman because Batman's supposed to be disciplined. He's supposed to not kill or unless they're like dark side level threats, sure, but like street criminals, he doesn't kill. Like because like he did try to kill Darkseid in one of the crises. So, but it's like that's completely different than like killing like a street criminal. It's like there's more leeway for killing if it's someone who's gonna destroy the whole universe versus some guy robbing a bank or something. Uh, but oof. All right. Trying to just touch up this blue here. It's a little off. No, I think I'm gonna wrap it up pretty soon. Except we're going for like 3 hours now. But yeah, he just does not understand like Batman or Superman or Wonder Woman. Like I've always found these characters very inspirational and stuff because of what they represent. And now it's just like the movie, and then Zack Snyder wants to come in and basically say, yeah, these characters don't have idealisms or anything like that. They're all assholes. They're all killers. They're all like superheroes are supposed to be better than that. Superheroes are supposed to be above that, like especially like DC characters. Marvel, you can probably get away with some of that, with certain characters, but because Marvel's a bit more realistic, supposed to be a bit more relatable and realistic than DC is. Yeah, Darkseid is like trying to kill the devil. Yeah, it's very different. Like killing Darkseid, like it's like just completely different scenarios. And in Batman versus Superman, he could have avoided killing people in that whole movie. Like there's like the whole Batmobile chase is completely pointless because it's like he gets caught by Superman by the end of it, and it's just like that's not how Batman operates. Batman uses stealth. Batman uses like his stealth, and if he knows Superman, and it's after Superman, and he knows Superman's out there, why would he draw attention to himself like that? Like it doesn't make sense. Like his whole goal, like all he had to do in that whole scene was plant the tracker and then just follow the truck to the warehouse, to LexCorp. I mean, and then just break in and steal the kryptonite. Like that's all he had to do in that whole scene. But instead, he's a dumbass and has to go around killing people because he's dumbass Batman. Like, Batman's just a dumbass in that whole movie. He's just stupid. It's like he doesn't put it together. Lex Luthor's behind it all. Like as soon as he got those letters in Like he would have been like, all right, this is definitely Lex Luthor because yeah, exactly. He prefers to neutralize threats, not destroy them. Yeah, like even in Injustice, like that whole storyline where Superman goes insane and it's like his whole plan to take down Superman did not involve killing him. It was just to neutralize him. It wasn't. He didn't even plan to kill Superman in the whole storyline. Like, and by the way, Injustice not a very nice day for Batman. Like, not a very nice story for Batman because Batman loses everybody in that storyline. Like, Dick Grayson dies, Selena betrays him, Tim dies, Jason, they did death in the family. Killing Joke happened because they had Barbara in there, and like Batman's like lost almost everybody in that storyline. Alfred, Gordon, like, but he still remains true to himself and stuff. And he still remains true to his code of honor and stuff like that. And he doesn't kill Superman. He doesn't kill anyone. But yeah, it's just like the whole scene was just pointless because it's like Batman doesn't cause random destruction for no reason when he could avoid it. And it's just like, and Batman should have put it together like immediately because Lex Luthor set them up at at his place, at his mansion or whatever, like earlier. It's like, and for Batman, that'd be too much of a coincidence for both him and Clark to be in the same area at the same time, invited at the same place. It's like, Batman would have saw through that. It's like, okay, Lex Luthor's definitely behind this all. But Zack Snyder didn't understand that Batman's supposed to be a detective. Like, he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective, and he can't figure out like something that obvious. Yeah. All right. Well, I think I'm gonna wrap it up today. I think I did a pretty got a fair amount done today. I'll probably touch it up later, but I need to go get some food and chill because I was working all day last night. From work. Cause I had to work late last night, so I'm really tired. But yeah, thanks for stopping by, Dark Shadow. I'll see you. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll see you next week. Next week. I'm going to be streaming. I'll be painting Mystique from X-Men. So hold on, I'll give you a better view. There she is. An actual woman with actual women parts instead of looking like a man. But yeah. All right. Well, I'll see you next week if you're planning to stop by. Later. Yeah. I need to take a break. You do. You do. You as well. All right.